All right, we're a little. Well, I'm a little bit lit up, so apologies for this shaky camera. But I do have the privilege of a good friend, Andy Burdick from Melges Boat Works, the Vice President, talking with me right now. Andy sailed with Brian Porter on Full Throttle. Andy took over Harry Melges' usual tactician role on the boat, at least in the last few regattas. And you guys just didn't put together a great regatta. What happened?
Well, we didn't sail well. We struggled in the beginning. We had one day where we had a 1-2 and we sailed all right. You know, it comes down to the basics, and it comes down to starting the boat well. It comes down to positioning yourself well up the first beat, which the first 2 days we didn't do well, and I would take the blame for that. But it was hard. It was shifty. You know, normally us lake sailors like that shifty.
This is like a big lake, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a big lake. And normally we would like that, but for whatever reason we found ourselves out of phase at times, and getting off the starting line in good position at times, but not positioning ourselves well up the first, you know, couple hundred yards. So,
well, Jamie Lee said that that this regatta, you know, you would have a start that in any other regatta you would be miles ahead at the first mark. Yeah. It didn't matter because
it didn't matter.
Yeah,
it was interesting, and that's a good observation, because we had a few starts that were really stellar starts. And a minute after the start, we were in the middle of the fleet just because of a shift. So, and it wasn't like you could see the shift coming, or you could see the velocity and what it was going to do to you. It was difficult. So, you know, the guys that sailed well, like Terry Hutchinson and the guys up in the top 5, I mean, they did really well to position themselves in those first 2 days to be in the front, and you know, we struggled with that a little bit. So our results showed, and we were 8th. We were tied with Ullman going into the last race, and he ended up 4th in the regatta. So, you know, when you have that many good boats and good sailors, the little things are what's going to.
Well, and that's a question. Is to me, as a spectator, the top 20 or 25 boats were at least as competitive as the top 20 at Largo. What do you think about the level of this fleet right now in the United States?
The level of the fleet in the United States is very high. But I think the reason is because these guys love to sail the boat. I mean, you see a Terry Hutchinson and a Morgan Reeser, and of course Dave Ullman, and a Brian Porter, and Flavio Favini. These guys are sailing these boats because they love to sail these boats. That's their first choice to go and race. They want to sail a high-end, one-design boat because it's exciting.
Let's move out here a little bit. We'll just get away from that. I'm going to keep recording because I'm drunk and I don't care that much. But we'll get a little bit lower light conditions here to get away from the music. God, that's terrible.
It's too dark.
Let's go over here. This is funny. I love that it's rolling.
It's like a red light.
Yeah, this will work. No, this works well. You look good under red, Andy. So, Andy, so Terry said to me just before, he said that he just walked away from the TP52 World Championship, and that he thinks that this fleet is every bit as competitive and talented at the top as that was.
Yeah.
What do you think about the next year for the Melges 24 here?
Well, I'm not sure if it's as competitive as that fleet because I've never sailed in it. But as far as the 24 fleet goes, it certainly has a reputation of drawing really good, talented sailors to a one-design platform. Again, because I think the boat is fun for them to sail. So whether you're a Corinthian sailor that loves to be a weekend warrior, or whether you're a professional and you are obviously really into the sport, the Melges 24 attracts everybody. And I think at these regattas, like here at Eastport, everyone has a good time. No matter where you position yourself in the fleet, everyone's having fun on the water and off the water. So it's a cool thing.
Well, I would frankly say that so far the social events at this event make Porto look like a joke.
Yeah.
Like, this has been a really fun regatta.
Yeah, it's been a fun regatta. I mean, everyone's together. They're in one location. They're hanging out the tent. You know, everyone's here for the trophy presentation tonight to see Terry Hutchinson win the North American Award, which I think is great. it has been a fun regatta. The Melges Rocks party, which
was a good party.
I mean, people are diving into lobster tanks, and the band was rocking, the beer was flowing, and we'll see that in Key West too at the Melges Rocks party.
I'm sure you will, and I will be there.
You know, the fleet is fun. It's a fun group of people, and it's, you know, it's young, it's older, it's everybody, so it's cool.
Speaking of Melges Rocks, will Melges Rocks transfer over to the 32?
I think so. Well, in Key West, we'll include that fleet, of course. So we'll have the 24 sailors and the 32 sailors in Key West at the Melges Rocks party. And
talk to us about Lauderdale.
Lauderdale is going to be a great event.
Yeah.
Jeff Eklund has kind of orchestrated, I think, one of the best one-design regattas for the 32 fleet in Lauderdale. He's, you know, been working on it for a year's time, and you know, we'll have 25 to 30 boats. It'll be good sailing. A lot of good sailors coming to help participate.
You're gonna have live coverage from the event?
We're hoping that that's gonna be the case. We're working on that.
All right. We hope to talk to you about that in the future. Let's shift gears here. 2 weeks ago in Stonington Harbor on Eastern Long Island Sound, Hans Melges was out with a couple 20s and or a 20, and there were some Vipers, and there was a sport boat demo, which we've seen a few of all over the country now. What we saw and what we heard in reports was that the Melges 20 really in 15 to 20 knots was not holding, it wasn't really doing well. What's going on with the 20? I understand you guys are very last minute. This has been a rush to market for you. What's going on with the 20, and how are you dialing it in to get it working?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't think it's a rush to market because obviously we've taken our time with how long it's taken to get to where we are today. The boat that we had there and the boats that we use in San Francisco are our test platforms, so there have been modifications, not to the hull and deck, but to the rig, the sails, the keel, all of that. So what we had in Stonington was not what we're going to end up with. The masts are going to be softer and a little whippier so you can depower them. The keel is going to have a little more weight in it. The sails are not what our final...
Those were cut, what, 7 times or something like that?
Well, not quite 7, but 3 times. So, you know, it wasn't the best test, so to speak, because it's not our final product. But we've had such a clamoring for the boat, and people have wanted to see the boat and sail the boat, that we're giving them the opportunity, no matter what, to let them see it and test it and taste it and check it out. And I think it's been good no matter what. I mean, we spent a lot of work in San Francisco, as you know, modifying rigs and things like that to get the boat dialed into where we want it. We sailed it then in Newport and then in Annapolis. In the interim, sailing in Lake Geneva some to get it dialed in, and then in Stonington. But Harry Melges and Charlie Harrod, 2 of the top guys, well, obviously, at Melges, are in China right now finalizing everything with the keel weights, the mast, all the final preparations for the boat, and the production boats will be coming out here soon. So I expect it to be obviously much higher level than what we have now, which I think right now is pretty impressive, really.
Well, look, frankly, the boat looks great, and while the price point is high, we have a lot of confidence that you guys will dial it in pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You got the best people there are working on it.
We're working hard at it. That's for sure.
Look, we'd like to see it. Look, the more sport boats, the better. Whatever they are, we want people to get into fun boats, and sport boats are fun all the time.
They are fun, and anyone can enjoy it, whether you're young, old, whatever. And that's what's cool about the Melges 20 is the legs-in concept, but all the performance of a Melges 24 or a Melges 32. It's going to be a great boat for people.
All right. Well, we're sorry to see your somewhat lackluster results in this one.
It's okay.
But we're sure we'll see better in the future.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And thank you for all your input and for supporting us on Sailing Anarchy.
Yeah, no, we love you guys. Thank you very much.
All right, Andy.
Thanks.
Cheers, bro.
Thanks.